Man, Kobe, that was some funny shit.
Hey, watch your mouth. It's Christmas time.
This is like the only English, and you'll totally get it when you start this movie. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Theme music. Merry Christmas, guys. It is the last movie of Christmas month.
It is.
Is that what we just designate December as, right? Christmas month?
It is. Yeah, it's a whole month holiday now.
And we decided to watch Rare Exports.
Yeah, this is a movie that I've seen fly up lots of times on and it never really hit my radar. The cover was like, oh yeah, I've seen that. That's always on here, but I've never seen it. And
wait, because it looks like the kid looks like one of the kids from the Goonies,
right? And it's definitely it shows as a Christmas movie, and so you only watch Christmas movies at Christmas time.
Right. But I mean, if we go by that logic, then what's it called? The Dead Snow is technically a Christmas movie because it's in the snow too, right?
No, this is Christmas time.
Oh man, yeah, this movie it's popped out a little bit by a little bit, and a little backstory for it. It actually just started off as a short story in 2003. The writer and director, they all had this idea for a movie, but they needed to gain some traction to get some investors. So in 2003, pre-YouTube, they had to show it off at movie festivals as a short film.
Oh. And
it was about 10 minutes or something, I believe. And then in 2005, 2006, to rekindle the interest for the movie, they came out with Rare Exports safety instructions.
Okay.
And it'll make sense when you watch this movie because then it all comes together. So you have to watch this movie first.
Okay.
Yeah, and this movie came out in 2010.
Something,
yeah. Yeah, so they finally got the backing for this movie.
That's awesome. And it's cheap. It's under $2 million, I think.
Yeah. And it was supported by the Finland government because it is their early depictions of Santa Claus, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Kobe, do you want to go ahead and start off the review for this movie or the plot for this movie?
Okay, yes, like you said, it's a Finnish movie, so it starts off in English because you've got the English mining team up at the top of a mountain, and they are excavating for something, and I guess you got the. Do we find out that they're looking for?
No, I think it just seems like they're drilling.
They're just drilling. And
they don't explain what they're drilling for.
The American leader knows what they're looking for, but he doesn't really tell them. He's just like, we're looking for something. Give me core samples so that I know when we get close. Yeah.
And they also, it is a little bit of a tip-off because he does give them new safety instructions, and it seems fishy.
Yes. Very specific. It's no smoking, no cursing, no spitting,
And wash behind your ears.
And wash behind your ears.
Which I think it must be a Finnish thing. I have no idea.
Right. Dirty-eared kids don't get presents. So you kind of get that they're talking, he's trying to explain that they got to keep digging, and you get a couple kids from the neighboring
town,
little hunting village.
Yeah.
There's a little because they are far away from anything.
Yep.
They're out in the middle of the wilderness, and there's this little hunting village that the houses are not seeable from each other. They're that far apart. Probably only a couple hundred people in the whole town, maybe.
And no internet, so.
And no internet. Looks like they mostly survive on their hunting and then selling to like the bigger cities.
Yeah, which I think is like caribou. Is that what
It
they're?
was caribou or reindeer or
Yeah.
bigger than regular deer.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got the two kids there, and then you see them. They leave the mountain. They're sneaking away. They start talking about Santa Claus, and they're like, "Oh, what about Santa?" And one kid's like a couple years older, like I guess it's like 12 and maybe 12 and 14, or
Yeah.
10 and 13, something like that. And the one kid's like, Santa's not real. That's just your parents. Like, and he's like, no, I saw Santa. And he's like, no, that was just our neighbor dressed like Santa. You're so dumb.
I know, but there's always kids that have to ruin it for other kids, right?
Right. But the younger kid, he still believes.
Oh, he's a hardcore believer.
And so he's there, like, he's like, what if Santa's buried up there?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're digging for. Is they're searching for Santa. And he's like, that's when they're like, no, you're so stupid. Santa never really existed. So he goes home and he starts doing some hardcore research for like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Pulls out like the books from the old barn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does this town is so small? Does it even have a library? Right?
I don't think it even has a library. Yeah. So it's like, let's dig out of the attic the books from the old times.
Yeah, these are books that his like mother, who is not shown in this movie, probably got him for Christmas, right?
Right. Yeah. So he comes across a lot of the like original tales of the first finished Santa Claus and how Santa is very Krampus-like.
Yeah.
Where, he gives gifts, but he punishes severely the bad children.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one of the art pieces, he was dipping a kid in boiling water. I was like, shit.
Right. And so Santa's got horns. So Santa's kind of Santa and Krampus smashed into one person.
Yeah.
And so, so then the story goes that the people from the before time that lived in that area got tired of Santa being so cruel to their children.
Yep.
That they basically mobbed up, chased him out onto the lake. He fell through the ice.
So they pretty much Freddy Kruegered him, right?
Yeah, he got frozen to a block of ice. And then when the lake started to thaw, they pulled the ice out and they buried it. And then the story is that they buried it under 1,000 feet of rock.
Yeah.
And then now it's 1,000 years later, and 1,000 feet of rock has now all filled in with dirt and been covered with trees, and it is their neighboring mountain.
Right. That's how time works, guys.
So yeah, it's kind of like if like one of the pyramids was out in the middle of foresty area.
Yeah.
And it would just basically stuff would start to grow on it, and
right.
then it would be a mountain and not a
pyramid anymore.
Pyramid, yeah. So then
well, like they start to notice a lot of the things have been going kind of wrong. One of the major ones is the caribou was supposed to rush through their town.
Oh, right, yes. And so they've set up this big pin to catch the caribou because they want to catch it so that they could sell it.
Yeah.
And as only a few scrawny little caribou have come by, so they go basically on their hunting search with a couple of the kids. And because, I don't know, in Finland, you're 11. Here's a rifle.
I mean, yeah. I think if you grow up in that sort of civilization or community,
right? Because it didn't seem wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. So as they're going, they come across hundreds of dead caribou.
Yep. Which is, is it a complete waste? Because it's snowing, so like the meat is preserved.
But it's pretty chewed up.
Yeah. If you just cut around it,
Right. That makes sense. But they are under the impression that because of the blasting and the drilling on the mountain for this excavation, that it has altered the path of both the caribou and the wolves that are in the area, and so that the wolves have now come across the pack of caribou and basically slaughtered them.
Yeah, but that seems weird though, because for a community of hunters, I feel like they would know. I don't think like wolves like waste meat.
True, but
Right.
they were saying they get to the edge of the mountain, and
Yeah.
there's a fence because I guess it's the Russian border, and they find a hole in the fence, definitely big enough for wolves to get through, which is where the kids made the hole so they could go spy on what was happening on the mountain. And so they're like, oh, the Russian wolves probably came through this hole. Now we have both our Finnish wolves and Russian wolves like co-attacking the caribou.
Yeah. Do you think those Russian wolves had to get like a visa?
Usually, if there's not a hole in the fence.
I just feel like the Finnish wolves would get all like upset, like you're coming onto our territory. I'm gonna need you to go to the Russian embassy and apply for a visa.
We are now a day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's it. And so they are very upset because they were all going to have caribou, feast for Christmas. And doing their quick mental calculations, they come up with it being about $85,000 worth of caribou that they were going to be able to collect and sell.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, you know what? Because of these blasting, we're breaking down this fence. We're going up to the top of the hill. We're going to talk to them. It's their fault we're losing money. They're going to have to pay for this somehow.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get there because it is dark by the time they get to the top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
They get up there. They basically can't find anybody.
Yeah. And it seems like everybody left in a hurry, right?
Yeah. And then they go out and they see the excavation hole, and they knew that they were up there excavating and doing like testing on the land, but they did not realize that they were digging a
huge crate,
1,600 foot hole.
Yeah.
Into the mountain, and so they're like,
what the hell? But then they come across, or is that later in the movie where they come across the thing? What they excavated?
No, later.
Okay.
Yeah. So they go home. The dad has set up a basically a big spiky pit covered in leaves.
Yeah, it's like one of those Viet Cong like traps.
Right.
With the spikes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of designed to. He designed it to catch wolves.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want any wolves coming into his yard. He gets in the morning. So the little boy's gotten scared. So he is basically wearing his hockey gear and homemade armor to bed. He's got this like interesting like little mechanism to try to so he could stay up and keep watch all night because he's now scared that Santa is going to come and kill them. So he holds a set of keys over a like a ceramic bowl.
Yeah.
So if he falls asleep, he'll drop the keys into the bowl. Fun side story: Salvador Dali used to do that, but with a fork or a spoon. He would hold a silverware, and he would always say that like he would take a nap, but he never had a nap longer than it took for the spoon to hit the floor, and then they would wake him up, and then he'd get back to work. Something like that. I probably said that wrong.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing something like that. So he falls asleep. The keys get caught on like the little like a string on his sweater.
Yeah.
They don't make a noise. He wakes up in the morning. He sees footprints out in front of his window, but he is on the second floor, so it's footprints on the roof.
Yeah, so it's even more terrifying.
He asks his dad. He's like, "Hey, were you on the roof?" His dad's like, what are you talking about? I don't have time for your silly questions. And then he's like, was the chimney sweep here? And he's like, no, what, get dressed. Because the kid's walking around in his underwear and a big old coat.
Yeah. Well, all you just got to keep the top warm, you know?
Right.
My funny story. My old one of my old photography teachers had told me, because I was wearing like a little sleeveless vest. It's like one of those puffy, like hunter like looking vests. And he was like, "Man, I'm from the Midwest. You just got to keep the top, the center heavy, warm,
Right?
And everything else is whatever."
I had somebody
say the same thing.
The same thing. They had the vest. It was like vest and gloves, and then they would wear like a T-shirt, so like their arm was all exposed. And they're like, "No, as long as your hands and your core stay warm, you don't have to worry about the rest." And I'm all like, "Oh, my ear got cold. I gotta go in the house." That's living in Vegas.
Oh my God, it's 40 degrees.
So the kid has now set up traps. He's put basically like a bear trap in the chimney, which almost kills the dad.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, "You are grounded through Christmas." And the kid's like, God, Dad, you don't understand. I'm trying to save us. And he's like, "What? Get your ass upstairs." And he's like, "I gotta pee." Because you just go outside to pee when you live in a place like that.
You got to flush, that's why.
Yeah. So he goes outside and he was going to go pee, and he looks over and he sees the trap, and the bait is gone and a lot of the leaves are scurried, and he's like, "Dad, the bait's gone." And Dad comes running out because he thinks he caught himself or killed himself a wolf, or at least wants to make sure the wolf is dead
before he fishes it out.
Yeah. So he goes down there and he sees a person's hand. So he's like, let's go in the house and eat breakfast.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a cute, sad moment where they're eating breakfast, and it's like gingerbread cookies, and the kid's talking about how good the gingerbread cookies are, and they're like how Mom used to make them, and Dad's all like teary-eyed. And then basically Dad's like, "Okay, I gotta call the neighbor.
Yep.
He's gonna come over. He's gonna help me fish this body out. You're grounded, so you don't leave the house." He didn't tell him not to look out the window, which he should have, but...
Well, I mean, he's still in the house, so...
He's still in the house.
It counts.
So the kid sees them bag up something large and pull it out of the hole and take it into the... basically, like, into the working shed where
his dad cuts up,
does all the gutting and stuff.
Yeah. It didn't help that the bag was shaped like human sized.
Human, deer, big pig, wolf, same thing. So looking at their stuff, this person has a bag of things, and in it is a wallet from with an American driver's license.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this stupid guy must have seen us go up into his camp. He followed us down. He's all like snooping through the yard to figure out why we went up there. He fell in our pit, got killed."
Well, because he got hungry. He was like, oh man, they conveniently left a pig's head here for me.
Hey, it's not good rational thought, but it
makes more sense than anything else.
It's the best they can put together.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Well, we can't let anybody know that we just killed an American after breaking into his camp. So let's just cut him up, and then we can feed him to the wolves."
Well, yeah, because they know, like, oh man, if we mess with America,
right. So they go to try to chop him up with the deer cutting saw. I don't know what you call that. And it flinches.
Yeah.
Because it does not want its arm cut off.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Holy crap, this old codger's still alive." tough old bugger.
Well, and then he does like a very like what's it called? I don't know if it's like a hunting thing or whatever, but he puts his knife to his nose to see if the breath would come out, and he's like, he's still alive.
Yep.
And we also do know that one of the guys, his friend, had said that it is illegal to set up wolf traps like this,
Right?
Because like you said,
somebody could fall into it. So of course, sneaky little kid has come out of his room. He snuck across the yard. He's peeking in through the window. He sees
a human body.
He sees Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to chop Santa Claus up. And so they see him. He runs off. Just as the police officer's driving by, he jumps in the police officer's car, and police officer takes off. And it's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? So dad jumps in his car. He's like, here, watch the old guy. I got to go get my son. He's following the police officer. They go down to one of the neighboring houses. And they're like, the police officer gets down there and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, I had like 100 sacks of potatoes in my shed. And the police officer's like, if you called me down here because somebody stole a sack of potatoes from you. And he's like, no, they stole every sack and left every potato. And it's just a garage full of thousands of potatoes. And he's like, and they stole my radiator from like my heater from the house and my wife's hairdryer.
Yeah, so like he called the cops for the absurdity of everything that just transpired in his home.
The kid basically doesn't tell the cop anything, but he's like, "Hey, is Lucas here or Lupe or what?"
A Finnish name.
Yes, his Finnish named friend. And the dad's like, "Yeah, he's upstairs sleeping." He's like, "Okay," and he runs upstairs. And when he gets there, the bed has a wooden doll. A wooden human-sized doll in it, and not a kid. And he comes down and he's like, look, Lupe's been replaced. He's been kidnapped.
Well, that's almost what happened to him as well, because when they found the old naked dude,
yes,
he had a wooden doll that just looked like him as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then the police officer's like, your friend he's a couple years older than you. He's probably liking the girls. So he put this wooden doll in the bed, so if dad looked, he would think he's sleeping. Well, he gets out with the ladies. I'm like, that's young.
Yeah.
It's young to be doing that.
Well, maybe, like back then, like during caveman times, you didn't live past 25.
Sure, it was 10 years ago, but in Finland, it's caveman times. I apologize to any of our Finnish friends who are listening to this.
Well, no, I'm just saying, they're up in the mountains, so they could, still believe in, it gets cold up here. You never know when a blizzard will just hit out of nowhere.
That is true. That's so true.
And it's a small town, right? So it's maybe a couple hundred people. So it was like, we have to start them early. We got to get the population up.
Yeah.
So we get more funds from the government.
So the kid now starts to tell his story, and basically because he has now come up with the story that his friend is kidnapped and replaced with a wooden doll, nobody believes him. They're just like, shut up and get in the car.
Right.
They go. The cop's like, okay, I'll write this up. We'll see what to do, because I've had a bunch of people call and say their heaters have been stolen this morning, so I don't know what's going on. So the dad's like to the friend, hey, you speak a little bit of English. I need you to come back to the house because we need a translator.
Yep.
And you're the only person I know who speaks English.
Yeah.
So he brings him back because they're still thinking this is one of the American workers. They get back there. They bring it in. By this time, crazy old Santa has bit off the friend who stayed in the barn, bit off his ear, and is now just in the corner, hunched in a fetal position, naked, of course.
Yeah.
And then, so 3 grown adults all pull guns on Crazy Santa.
Well, you never know where he's holding a gun,
That's true. That's true. And the one guy's like, he's not human. I mean, I tried to hit him with a broomstick, and he bit it in half. So be really careful getting close to him. And so the American guy, or the American speaking guy, is trying to translate. He's like, hey, where'd you come from? Who are you? Give us $80,000. He doesn't know a lot of English.
He knows enough to get around, but not enough to
Yeah. And Crazy Santa's not speaking anyway, so
yeah.
He's pretty much statuized. He just statue.
Yeah.
They a little earlier he did get his little sniffer going when the friend was eating gingerbread cookies, though.
Yeah.
And then so the kid walks in, and all of a sudden, Crazy Santa perks up. He starts walking around. He eyes eyeballing the kid.
Yeah, it's very, very pervy.
Very pervy. So they're like, hey, they're all guns on him. And that's... so then the kid tells the story, and they're like, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's starting to make a little bit more sense than this is an American who fell into my wolf pit.
Yeah, exactly.
From the bag of stuff that they had pulled out of the wolf pit, there's it's like a little CB radio, a little hand radio, and it's like, hey, is the package ready? We're gonna be there tonight to pick up Santa. And that's when they're like, holy crap, they really dug up Santa. This is really for live Santa. And they're like, you know what? We don't want this crazy old man here, but we are $80,000 in the hole because of the caribou bit. So
right.
Let's sell him. Let's sell the Americans Santa back for $80,000. And the friend's like, no, Santa's worth at least $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong,
And they're like, no, we're not greedy. We just want the crazy old man gone, and we want the money that basically they gypped us out of.
Well, I think they settled at 100,000. He was like, let's just make it an even 100,000. Oh, I have a good analogy for you. Santa Claus in this situation is Jared from Subway, and he's eyeing the kid like a foot-long Santa. Oh man, so yeah, they arranged a drop.
Yep, they basically cage Santa up, throw him in the back of the truck. They have a Santa suit because one of the friends that's there was going to dress up like Santa to deliver presents. So They're just like, hey, this is Santa. Let's throw him in the Santa suit while we deliver him.
Yep.
They bring him. The American comes down in a helicopter. He comes over and he's like, where's my package? And they're like, let's pull it out. They pull it out of the back of the truck, wheel it over, and he's like, oh. And then he's like, oh, wait, this isn't Santa. And they're like, of course it is. Look at him. He's got a white beard. He's wearing a Santa suit. And he's like, no, this is one of Santa's helpers.
Yeah.
And then you hear some noises, and they kind of look around, and there's a whole bunch of like glowing eyes out in all the bushes over all the little hills, kind of slowly coming towards them.
Yeah.
And then Santa or helper from the cage kills the American.
Yeah, he's like the lead. I think he's like the lead elf.
He's like the
lead helper.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere comes just a bunch of grown old dudes with their wangs out. Funny thing,
there is a lot of dong in this.
Funny thing about that though is that during that scene, they green screened the kid in there. Or something like that, or like,
okay,
or they green screened the old naked dudes in there because they're like, we don't want to show this young kid just old dong.
And none of it's close up. It's no like, here's my big old meat sock. It's just old, burly, hairy old men in the distance that are just naked running at you in the dark. You could tell they're naked, but you can't see detail.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of deflated footballs just swinging around. Oh, yeah. But yeah, they end up going inside of the shed, right?
Yeah, so they go in the big shed. In there's a giant ice ball.
Yeah.
And in that ice ball is the Sant Krampus. A big Santa with horns. And
Krampus
he is Krampus claws. There we go. And he is still frozen. But all the heaters and the blow dryers and everything from the whole town are in there warming this room to defrost it.
Yeah.
And then in little sacks all around the room are also all the children.
Yeah. Well, he has to have a meal after he gets defrosted, right? He has to suck up all these souls or whatever.
So apparently all the elves have collected, or the Santa's helpers have collected all the children from all over the town and brought them here for Santa to punish or praise, whichever.
To absorb.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, we got to save the kids. And or one guy's like, I got to save my kid mostly. All the other two guys are like, we got to secure this area because we don't want crazy elf people getting in here and killing us.
Yep.
And the kid's like, hey, you know what? I've got an idea. And they're like, we're not going to listen to you. And then he shoots his rifle in the air and they're all like, oh, damn. Okay, we can listen to you for a second. And he's like, I got an idea. We're going to distract the elves with gingerbread cookies so that you can grab the helicopter and then we can get all the kids on the helicopter, fly it out of here. And that way all the Santa's helpers will follow you because right now they have to collect these kids for Santa.
Yeah.
And they're like, that might work.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a fun, like, little trek to the helicopter as, like, these crazy old burly naked men are coming after him. And he's just like, whoop, toss a gingerbread cookie. And they're all like, oh, and they drop their axe and they pick up a gingerbread cookie and they're all just munching on it.
Well, like everything has to have a weakness, right? They say that if you ever meet a leprechaun, if you throw something down, like beads or something, they have to, or sugar or something, they have to count every grain or whatever like that.
Yes.
So there's always a little stimulation for these creatures.
Yeah. That's probably why none of them are alive anymore.
As far as you know.
As far as we know.
Right.
So they get the helicopter, they get the kids, they basically sack the kids up underneath the helicopter like an emergency.
Yeah.
Well,
that way it doesn't throw the equilibrium off on the helicopter.
That is true.
Right.
It's true. So they fly off all the
kids,
all the elves. Yeah. It's all the helpers. They don't really call them elves.
Yeah.
All the helpers start following because they got to catch the kids, and at that point Dad and the translating friend, they're like, you know what, from when they're excavating there's like 100 sticks of dynamite here, so if we just basically cover this entire ice ball with dynamite, we could blow the hell out of Santa Claus,
right? Because if you're at a bar and you're like, I blew up Santa Claus, no one's going to believe you anyway.
Right. And then that way they can keep their traditions of Santa is a good guy bringing presents.
Yeah.
And nobody wants a evil, punishy Santa anyway, so it's okay.
Right.
It's okay to kill him.
But as they blow up the barn that has Santa in it, all of the helpers become like listless or restless.
Yeah, it's they no longer have that drive to
do anything,
serve their master.
Yeah,
kind of. And at this point, the pen that they had used, or that they had built at the beginning to catch all the caribou, they have corralled all of the helpers into.
Yeah. And
that's where you mostly see a lot of dong.
Well, at this point, they think about a way to recoup all the money that they lost with the caribou, and somehow the idea of packaging up these old Finnish-looking men.
Yes,
and
because they're all old, fat, hairy men.
Yeah.
So it's like they all kind of already look a little like Santa themselves.
Yeah. And so they spend the next year trying to groom them into teaching them how to interact with children. You know, they're like...
And hand out presents.
And then at the end of the movie, we see them packaging them in boxes with holes, of course, because they stop to breathe.
Right.
And that is the exporting business they have.
Those are the rare exports, is they're sending every country their own $85,000 Santa.
Right. But then I'm just like, in my mind, I was like, well, what's the point? You know, there's always mall Santa Clauses.
Or
who are they sending these
or
to?
Is there mall Santa Clauses, or are those all
rare exports
imported
rare from Finland,
Finnish Santa helpers?
But the movie just ends after that, right? As soon as they're boxing them.
Yeah.
Kobe. One of my favorite scenes in this is just when the cop goes to the farm, and in his garage is just potatoes. It's like the most outlandish, ridiculous looking thing ever. Because if I owned a home, if I was like living there, and you know I had like all these dry foods that I could hold throughout the winter,
right?
And then someone comes into my house to steal my radiator and just sacks, not even the potatoes. I wouldn't believe it just from it's so ludicrous, the thought of just like
right.
But then
that's
also
more like a teen prank than anything.
But then also, why does he have so many potatoes? I don't know the Finnish cuisine, so I don't know if potatoes is a huge thing in their diet.
Right. And he had a gun, so like he was one of the hunters. It's not like, hey, I will be Mr. Potato, you be Caribou McGee, and then you know we will switch back and forth throughout the year, and that way we always have a balanced diet. But yeah,
that
was a lot of potatoes.
It was a ridiculous amount. I was like, is he the main potato supplier for the town? Because there's no reason anybody should have just that many potatoes in their garage.
Right.
But then again, like then I started thinking about like, man, I really love French fries and stuff like that. So it's kind of I can see why he has that many.
Yeah.
Oh, Kobe, what are some of the parts that you liked in the movie?
I liked how creepy the first Santa helper was when they have him in the barn, like, and he is slowly coming back to life. He's just like beyond eerie.
Yeah, it's like the cadaver from Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah,
right. Super unsettling. You don't know what to think about it.
Right. And he's kind of a little bloody because he fell on the spike, but he's
not like
dirty, and his feet are dirty, and like because he's like just walking naked through the snow. And they've got this. They have this sack that he had that's got like one of the workers' clothes in, but like it's like, who's going to fall into a wolf pit on a spike and then be like, oh, I should take my clothes off and stick them in this sack so they don't get bloody while I hopefully don't bleed to death. I don't know. I'm like,
one of the things that always that tripped me out about this movie too is this little kid keeps like running around like without any pants. And I'm just like, man, I just think they're built different in Finland because he's constantly going outside without any pants.
He's got his core worn.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I bet when like people watch movies about people in Las Vegas and they see like it's like a summer movie, but then they see people in Las Vegas wearing pants, are like, oh my god, how could they do that?
Right. Because we get like tourists down here from like Nebraska, South Dakota, and stuff, and they're like wearing shorts when it's like 50.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Right.
I was like 70 and I got a hoodie on.
I know. Yeah, for me, it takes. You got to get me down to like the 50s, and then I'll put like a hoodie on or something like that. I'm like in the middle. I'm like, I have like a really nice sweet spot with that. Like I'll have a hoodie, but then I'll have shorts on.
Yeah, there we go.
But no, I always you gotta put socks on. We used to have a girl that used to go to Kobe's shop that just would hate it when I would wear socks with sandals.
I feel like just high-waisted pants dads and like Asian people can get away with that. Not to be stereotypical, but I have like a few Filipino friends who kind of do that, socks with sandals, and it's just for some reason it doesn't look wrong on them.
Well, because everything else on top is like, okay, he looks kind of cool, and then like so it just balances it out.
Yeah,
because usually when other people do it, mainly like white people, it's always like high-waisted shorts or something,
right?
And I feel like it's a reserved look for like someone like a retired person.
Yes.
And
yeah,
so
because my dad lives in Florida and he does it, but he's like, I can't wear shorts that are long enough that they'll touch my knee. That's just very irritating. So I have to have them like mid thigh, and I'll pull them up a little bit so they're up to my belly button. Yeah, he is typical old man.
Yeah, but the Asians, I don't know. We do it so much. Like we do it with like Adidas slides too. We'll have like the not the high waist, the soccer socks.
Yeah,
like the ones that come to like the mid calf, and it will wear like slides and stuff, and it's become like this weird like, oh, I'm just going out of the house for a second look.
I'm not going on a date, but if I just got to run to the store and grab something.
Yeah, I'm just going to get a drink from Starbucks. Like, But yeah, I do it all throughout winter. It doesn't matter, just because like, like in my normal everyday life, I have to always wear like shoes and all that stuff. And so you just want to be as comfy. I think the older you get, the less you care about how other people see you, like I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
By the way you said that, I just picture you going to work like naked. He's like, in my regular everyday life, I gotta wear like shoes. That was it. You just stopped there.
All right, well, shoes, slacks.
He's got like these fancy, shiny, like eel-skin shoes. Buck naked.
Oh, and then with the what's it called? Like with the dress socks that go all the way to my calves, and then. Yeah, for me, after that, I was just like, I just want to be comfortable the rest of the day, right? Unless I'm going out on a date or something, or if I'm going out to a specific like function, you're only gonna catch me like either in basketball shorts or sweats, right?
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. Is there anything else that you liked from this movie?
We kind of went through pretty quick. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we missed. I thought the list, like that you didn't get it at the beginning, but once you realize that they're bringing up Santa, and especially when you find that first helper and you see how mean he can be, and then after the kid story, you're thinking, oh, no wonder they gave out this list: no smoking, no swearing, because Santa's gonna be mad.
Well, I just feel like the no smoking is like, that's kind of like, I mean, that's more of like a lifestyle thing than you're only hurting yourself. It's like drinking, I think no drinking was on there too.
Oh, yeah, no drinking. Right? Yep.
Oh man, but he has a whole crew of like helpers that look like that's all they do on their off time.
Right, exactly. And I thought it was funny that they come from America to Finland because they know where Santa was buried. They've done all the research. This town is like 3 miles off the mountain. No idea.
Also, like, one thing it was weird to me is that there's no women in this movie.
There is not.
Like, is this just a hunting village that all the wives just passed away, and this is where they moved to?
Right.
Because even with the children, I thought his best friend or whatever was a woman, or it was like a teenage girl. And I was like, oh no, that's a dude, because he had the whole party in the front. Or party in the back, business in the front. Look,
yeah.
And I was like, man, Finnish girls' haircuts look weird. And I was like, oh, that's a boy. Okay, now it makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that because like they kind of go into the gingerbread thing, so I assumed that his mom had passed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. When they go to the friend's house, and they go to the little hunting circles and stuff.
Yeah, just no women.
No women.
Maybe it costs more to have the women in there. Even with the helpers, there was like no female helpers. It was just old dude dong.
Right?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because they can't have like Mrs. clauses to export out. That would be weird.
Right. I think every helper needs an Elizabeth Banks around there. Shout out to Fred Claus if you guys watched that episode. But it's just yeah.
I was gonna say, and to this definitely goes back to your little mini episode, the 1 inch barrier, because I mean if you don't watch subtitled movies, since this is half English and then half Finnish. Yeah. I don't think that there's a dub for it.
Yeah, can you wait, can you even say this is half English? Maybe it's like it's a dash of English.
But there's really not a whole lot of talking. So it's the guy gives the big speech at the beginning. That's like half the dialogue for the whole movie.
Well, it's also like the kid yelling for his dad most of the time, and then the dad telling the kid to go back in the goddamn house.
Which is grounded.
Right. You definitely, I think, like, people would miss out on this. I definitely have, because I never even heard of this movie.
Right.
Yeah, or maybe I have, but I just never gave it any thought, because there's other like YouTube channels that I watch that have like talk about movies like this, and for me, I was like this morning, after I rewatched, I was all right, I need to understand this just a little bit more. So I saw that Good Bad Flicks had it on his channel, and I was like, oh, I think that's where I was like, oh, that's where I remember seeing this.
Right. And it's interesting, like you said that, because there's like a handful of like reviewers that I follow since we started doing this, and they usually end up doing the same kind of movies we do, and so I always kind of watch and see what they have to say, and sometimes they give some fun facts and stuff that we can kind of share, and or usually they hate the movies, but I like them, and I'm like, oh, how do I say how much better this is than they think it was? But yeah, none of my regular watchers or reviewers had done this movie. There was a handful of reviews for it, but it was all different, except for Good Bad Movies.
Yeah, I like the choices that he makes in this, and it's always like the fun movies to watch. So I'm pretty sure, because he did his review like 6 years ago.
Right.
I was like, geez, man, we're so behind.
6 years from now, when somebody's like, I'm doing this podcast and I'm who watches this? That's the guys that I follow, and we'll be like, oh yeah.
Right. I mean, we need people to constantly keep chasing their dreams so we can review your movies.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're getting to our hour mark. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, the way we do our reviews is in 4 sections. We have stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and ultimate box collection. Which I guess, like, you know, if in an ultimate box, you could just throw in 2 other foreign Christmas movies.
So apparently, when they released this,
they have one
in America.
Yeah,
they released it on Blu-ray with Santa Conquers the Martians. I don't. Those two don't seem to go together, except for that they're both Christmas movies.
Right. No, maybe they do go together because that's why Santa is so grouchy, because he has PTSD.
Yes. Does explain a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I don't own that movie either, so I would buy that as a collection, even though that's not a box set. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I would add this to my Christmas rotation. Not quite as fun, like fun in a different way. Like this wouldn't be like throw in the background of a Christmas party.
Yeah, because everyone's gonna be like, "What? Why is there old dude dong on the TV?"
But yeah, no, I would definitely share this with people. This was quite enjoyable.
Yeah. Where were you at your buying?
I would probably go Blu-ray with this.
Blu-ray. I enjoyed it. Maybe not as much as Colby did. I just the fact that I had to watch this twice because I fell asleep both times in 2 different ways. Like the first time I watched it, I fell asleep at the last half, and then maybe it's just my choice of when I watched it. It was in very sleepy states. But I still think this was a fun movie. I would probably add this to my DVD collection if I still bought more DVDs. They just take up so much space now.
That's true.
But then, like, you know, once you have it, you're like, oh, I can't not have it in the box and in alphabetical order, separated by genre, looking like a Zia Records in my room.
But I will have to say, if you do not want to buy, I didn't let you tell me what you wanted to get it as. If I was going to say, if you don't want to buy this,
mm-hmm.
We did both partake it on our friend's Tubi.
Right.
Tubi, we have watched lots of our movies on Tubi. It is my favorite free station.
Yeah, it's an awesome streaming service. I think I remember
it's like one commercial break, and then you're like the rest of the movie's free.
It's awesome, and it has a good a range of movies. It's the mom and pops of streaming services right now.
Yeah,
because they have a lot of like older movies, which is like, oh, I haven't seen that in a long time. I'll watch it. Or they have shows on there too. So it's an awesome streaming service. And if Tubi ever hears this, just throw us a sponsorship. I'm just saying. Right?
Sure, we only have 12 regular listeners, but when we get to 25, Tubi, you start paying for us.
It'll start rolling in, guys. We're heading into our hour. We just want to say here at the Who Watches This podcast, hope you guys have a awesome holiday season.
Absolutely. Very, very Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Or whatever else you celebrate.
Right. I say Christmas as the season, not as the religious holiday.
Right. Just just the general, all holidays.
Right.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
It's kind of a warm and festive December.
Yeah. And if you guys want to help us out, we do have our links down below for our Amazon links. You guys don't have to buy what's on there, but if you guys just shop while you use our links, that helps us out and helps us keep doing this show.
Absolutely. And, anytime, any likes or shares or follows on any of the streaming services we do, we certainly appreciate.
Yep. So one last time, happy holidays from Who Watches This. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage on the Music for Podcast 3 album, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.